Imagine this. You've poured every ounce of your soul into a project for an entire year. Late nights, skipped family dinners, weekends sacrificed at your desk, only for your boss to look you dead in the eyes, call it rubbish, and hit delete in one cold click. Your life's work vanishes in seconds. Heart pounding, chairs burning, you wonder if this is really what a job is supposed to feel like. If you've ever felt undervalued, overlooked, or completely crushed at work, stay with me. This is Emma's story, and by the end, it just might change how you see your own battles. Emma Thompson was the kind of employee every company claims to want but rarely deserves. At 34, she had spent the last 6 years at Apex Innovations, a mid-sized tech firm in Chicago that promised big things but delivered mostly pressure. She wasn't just a senior marketing strategist, she was the heart of their creative team. Quiet, determined, with warm brown eyes that lit up when she talked about campaigns that could actually make a difference. Colleagues loved her because she remembered birthdays and stayed late to help juniors fix their slides. Her husband, Marcus, called her the dreamer who gets things done. It started with a simple brief: develop a new customer engagement platform that could help small businesses compete with giants. Emma saw more than a task. She saw a mission. For 12 grueling months, she lived and breathed that project. Mornings began at 5 a.m. with coffee and code reviews. Evenings ended past midnight with A/B testing and user feedback loops. She missed her daughter Lily's first school play. She canceled anniversary trips. Her body paid the price. Recurring migraines, constant fatigue, but the fire in her never dimmed. This wasn't just work. This was her chance to prove that creativity and empathy could drive real business results. The platform, she named Bridge Link, wasn't ordinary software. It used thoughtful AI to connect local shops with loyal customers in ways that felt personal, not pushy. Emma poured in features born from real stories: single moms running Etsy stores, immigrant families opening corner groceries. She tested it with actual users, refined it through tears of frustration when bugs appeared at 2 a.m., and celebrated tiny wins with quiet fist pumps at her desk. By the end of the year, Bridge Link wasn't just functional. It was beautiful. Data showed potential 40% uplift in client retention. She presented it with trembling hands and unstoppable pride during the quarterly review. Her boss, Mr. Harlan Reeves, was the kind of man who wore expensive suits and even more expensive indifference. Tall, silver-haired, with a smile that never reached his eyes. He had climbed the ladder by stepping on others and protecting his own bonuses above all. When Emma finished her presentation, the room fell silent for a beat. Then Harlan leaned back in his leather chair and laughed, a short, cutting sound. "You call this rubbish a job?" he said, voice dripping with mockery. "This is amateur hour, Emma. Too soft, too idealistic. We're not running a charity here." Before she could respond, he opened the shared drive, selected every folder, every backup, every prototype. Delete. Gone. 1 year of her life erased like it was spam mail. The room spun. Emma felt her chest cave in. Colleagues shifted uncomfortably, avoiding her gaze. She stammered, "But the data, the user tests." Harlan waved her off. "Clean your desk by Friday. We're going in a different direction." Security escorted her out that same afternoon. She drove home in a daze, hands shaking on the wheel, replaying every late night like a cruel movie. Marcus held her while she sobbed on the kitchen floor. Lily, only 7, climbed into her lap and whispered, "Mommy, did the bad man break your computer?" Emma had no answers, only a hollow ache and the terrifying question, what now? The next weeks were darkness. Emma scrolled job boards until her eyes hurt. Rejection after rejection. Overqualified. Not the right fit. Doubt crept in like poison. Had Harlan been right? Was her passion just naivete? She started questioning everything. Her skills, her worth, even her dreams. Savings dwindled. Tension filled the house. Marcus worked extra shifts at the hospital, but the worry lines on his face deepened. One night, after another failed interview, Emma stood at the bathroom mirror and whispered to her reflection, "Maybe I'm the rubbish." Then the phone calls started. First came Rachel from Vanguard Solutions, a direct competitor. "Emma, we've been following your work. Someone leaked snippets of Bridge Link internally. Don't ask how. It's brilliant. Revolutionary, actually. We want you, not just the idea, you. Emma laughed through fresh tears. It felt unreal. Then came 2 more offers. One from a startup that promised equity and creative freedom. Another from a nonprofit tech collective that aligned perfectly with her values. Word had spread in the tight-knit Chicago tech community. People who had seen her present at industry meetups remembered her passion. Former colleagues, risking their own jobs, quietly shared her prototypes that had survived on personal backups Emma had forgotten about in her exhaustion. The very thing Harlan tried to bury became her bridge to something better. But Emma didn't jump at the first offer. She took time to heal. She took Lily to the park every afternoon. She cooked real meals again. She revisited her old notebooks filled with ideas that had no place at Apex. The pain didn't vanish overnight, but it transformed. Betrayal hardened into resolve. She realized the platform wasn't just code, it was proof of her vision, her resilience, her heart. 6 months later, Emma stood on a brightly lit stage at a major tech conference. Bridge Link 2.0, now fully realized under her leadership at Vanguard, had just one, most innovative product. The audience applauded as she shared the story, not for pity, but for power. I lost everything in one click, she told them, voice steady and strong. But I gained something more valuable, the knowledge that my worth was never in their hands. It was in mine. She built a team that felt like family. She implemented policies for mental health days and creative sabbaticals. Marcus and Lily sat in the front row, beaming. Harlan. Apex eventually lost major clients to Vanguard. The industry moved on, but Emma never forgot. Looking back, Emma often says the deletion was the best thing that ever happened. It forced her to stop waiting for permission to shine. It taught her that toxic workplaces don't get to write your final chapter. Hard work, real heart-driven work, always finds its way into the light, even when someone tries to snuff it out. If Emma's story hit you in the chest, if you've ever had your effort dismissed, your ideas crushed, or your spirit tested at a job that didn't deserve you, do me a favor right now. Hit that like button. It helps more people hear stories like this. And if you want more real, emotional tales about resilience, comeback stories, and the quiet battles we all fight, subscribe and turn on notifications. We're in this together. Emma's final message, and mine to you, your value isn't measured by a boss's opinion or a deleted folder. It lives in the late nights you chose to show up, the care you put in, the dreams you refuse to abandon. When they call your best work rubbish, let that be the sound that pushes you forward. Because somewhere out there, the right people are already looking for exactly what you bring. Keep building. Keep believing. Your bridge link is waiting. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next story.